I am 72 years old. If you walked into my apartment right now, you would say I am a man who has lived a very interesting life. My walls are covered in masks from Peru, rugs from Morocco, and photographs of me standing on mountain peaks in my 40s, tanned and smiling. I have no mortgage. I have no debt. I have no wife nagging me about the dishes. I have no children asking for money. I have total, absolute freedom. And I would give every single second of it back for just one boring Tuesday night in 1986. I am telling you this because we live in a world that is obsessed with optimizing your life. We are told that if you aren't feeling fireworks every day, you are settling. We are told that if your relationship feels routine, you are dead. I am here to tell you from the end of the line that this is a lie. A dangerous, beautiful lie that will leave you freezing to death in a very expensive coat. I want to tell you about the decision I made when I was 33. The decision that I thought saved my life, but actually ended it. I was married to a woman named Eleanor. We had met in college. Eleanor was steady. That's the word I used to use with my friends when I rolled my eyes. She was an elementary school teacher. She liked to garden. She liked to go to bed at 10 p.m. She didn't want to go to clubs. She wanted to knit and listen to NPR. At 33, I looked at my life and I panicked. I felt like I was wearing a wool suit in a sauna. I looked at Eleanor sitting on the couch folding laundry, happy with her quiet life. And I felt this screaming inside my chest. I thought, is this it? Is this the rest of my life? Folding laundry and watching Jeopardy until I die? I felt like I was special. I felt like I was destined for passion, for art, for a love that burned like a supernova. I looked at Eleanor and I didn't see a partner. I saw an anchor. I saw a cage. So on a rainy Thursday, I remember it was raining because I felt like I was in a movie. I told her I was leaving. I gave her the speech, you know the one. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I need to find myself. We've grown apart. I remember she didn't scream. She didn't throw things. She just sat there holding a towel she was folding, and she went very pale. She looked at me with this quiet, devastating confusion. She asked, "But aren't we happy?" And I said, "Happy isn't enough. I want to feel alive." That was the decision. That was the twist. I thought I was the hero of the movie, breaking free from the mundane to go find his destiny. I didn't realize I was the villain who was walking away from the only person who would ever actually see me. For the next 20 years, I felt like a genius. This is the part that tricks you. The tragedy didn't hit me instantly. If it had, I would have gone back. No, for 2 decades I was right. I moved to the city, I got a loft, I dated. God, did I date? I dated an artist who threw paint at canvases and threw wine glasses at my head. It was passionate, it was fiery. The makeup sex was incredible. I told myself, this is it, this is passion. I traveled, I hiked the Andes, I learned to sail, I didn't have to answer to anyone. If I wanted to spend $5,000 on a trip, I didn't have to discuss it. If I wanted to stay out until 4 a.m., nobody called. I looked at my friends who were still married to their boring wives, pushing strollers, looking tired, talking about mortgages and parent-teacher conferences, and I pitied them. I genuinely pitied them. I thought, look at you trapped in your little domestic prisons. I am free. I am the captain of my soul. I was winning. But then the slow erosion began. It started in my 50s. The fiery relationships, they stopped being exciting and started being exhausting. I realized that the drama I craved at 33 was actually just stress. I realized that the woman who throws wine glasses doesn't bring you soup when you have the flu. She makes the flu about her. I started to notice that my freedom had a texture. It was cold. I remember coming home from a trip to Thailand I was 58. I had seen amazing temples. I had photos that got hundreds of likes on Facebook. I walked into my apartment, dropped my bags, and silence. Just the hum of the refrigerator. I wanted to tell someone about the temples. I called a few friends. They were busy. They were at their kids' soccer games. They were having dinner with their wives. They said, "That's great. Let's catch up next week." I sat on my expensive leather couch in my silent apartment, and I realized I had no witnesses. I was living a life that no one was watching. But the real twist, the knife in the gut, happened 5 years ago. I was 67. I bumped into Eleanor. I hadn't seen her in 30 years. I was at a garden center buying a plant for my balcony that I would probably let die. I turned the corner and there she was. She was older, obviously. Her hair was gray. She had wrinkles, but she looked radiant. She was laughing. She was with a man. He was holding a bag of soil, and she was holding his arm. They weren't doing anything exciting. They were buying dirt. But the way he looked at her and the way she leaned into him, it was a language I had forgotten. It was the language of safety. I hid behind a stack of ceramic pots. I watched them. I watched them argue over which fertilizer to buy. They bickered, and then he kissed her on the forehead, and she swatted his arm, laughing. It wasn't fireworks, it wasn't a supernova, it was a fireplace. It was a steady, warm, unexciting heat that burns for 40 years without going out. And standing there, hiding like a coward, the realization hit me so hard, I almost fell over. I left Eleanor because she was boring. But what I called boredom was actually peace. I had spent my life chasing the thrill of the new. New women, new places, new highs. I treated people like experiences. I consumed them. And when the excitement faded, I moved on. But Eleanor, she had built something. She and that man, whoever he was, they had built a history. They had inside jokes. They had comfort. They had the kind of silence that isn't empty, but full. I went home to my apartment that day, and for the first time I saw it for what it was. I didn't see a bachelor pad. I saw a waiting room where I was waiting to die alone. I realized that at 33 I made a calculation error. I traded 40 years of companionship for 10 years of excitement. Now at 72, the bill has come due. I had a surgery last month, nothing major, just a knee replacement. But when the nurse handed me the clipboard and asked for my emergency contact, I froze. I held that pen for 5 minutes. I didn't have a name. I have buddies I play poker with. I have ex-girlfriends who hate me or don't remember me, but I don't have a person who is obligated to be there. I don't have a person who cares if I wake up from the anesthesia. I had to write down the name of my lawyer. That is the price of freedom. You are free to do whatever you want, but you are also free to face the dark alone. So here is my confession, and here is my warning to you. If you are 30 and feeling bored, if you have a partner who is kind, who is loyal, who loves you even when you are being difficult, who is willing to build a mundane, boring Tuesday night life with you, do not blow it up because you are bored. Boredom is a luxury. Boredom means you are safe. Boredom means you are not at war. We are taught to fear a settled life. We are taught to fear the suburbs, the minivan, the routine, but we are not taught to fear the alternative. The alternative is the silence. The alternative is the Christmas morning where the only sound is the coffee maker. The alternative is the hospital clipboard with no name to write down. I found the excitement I wanted. I got the life I thought I deserved, and I would trade it all, the trips, the lovers, the freedom, to be buying a bag of dirt with Eleanor on a Saturday morning. Don't mistake peace for a cage. Peace is the destination. I just didn't realize I was already there until I walked out the door. Please, learn to love the Tuesday nights. Because when the Sunday nights of your life arrive and the sun starts to set, you don't want to be the guy with the cool stories. You want to be the guy with the hand to hold. Don't be me. Stay. Build. Let it be boring. Boring is beautiful.